Okay, we're running. All right, so hi everyone, I'm Amanda. I'm with the Onvo Labs team, Onvo Labs AI, and show you one of the internal things we've been working on. It's a little multi-agent system built inside a Rails application. And the problem we're trying to solve, we have FastFlowU.io, which is our Rails upgrade tech service. And so a lot of what we do is Rails upgrades. And so we have this internal knowledge base of stories that we typically have to accomplish in order to upgrade a Rails application. The problem is they lack enough context a lot of the time. So we've got a title, we've got a little bit of information in there. When it's time to turn that into Jira tickets, you end up having to do some research, formatting, all of that. Now, I know everybody loves writing Jira tickets and dealing with Jira, but we've decided that maybe the time is better spent actually working on the thing and not writing about the thing. Hence, the little system to help us with that. Now, I'm calling it a multi-agent system because that's fancier, but it's like 2 agents. So it's more of a pair type thing. And what it does is it receives a task prompt, and then we have a researcher agent that's going to go and find more information about whatever it is that we're trying to do. And that researcher is going to feed that research into a task writer who knows how we like to write our Jira tickets. And then it's going to format it nicely in a nice little JSON that I can then turn into a Jira ticket. So in order to do that, we use the active agent gem. If you're not familiar with it, you can use the QR code to check out the documentation. But it makes writing these agents inside your Rails app really, really easy. So to get started with it, you have basically the Rails generate active agent install command. And that's going to create a YAML configuration file for you and an application agent, which is a base class that a lot of your agents are supposed to inherit from. And then you can use the same command to create your agents. So the researcher agents there and task writer agents, those are the names of my agents, the names of my classes. And then I define also tools, actions that I want these agents to call. So now I'm all set up. It's going to create a structure a little bit like this inside my Rails application. So it's going to create an agents directory, and that's where all my agents are. It's going to, inside my views, create a directory for each agent, and that's where your templates are. And then it's going to create a configuration file. So what Active Agent does is it tries to map AI agents to the Rails MVC architecture. And so your agent behaves a little bit like a controller, and your views are going to be the responses. So that's how the agent communicates with it. So it creates all these files for me, and I can start building. So our first agent was a researcher agent, and I gave it a web search tool. This is what it uses to actually perform a web search and give me results, context, additional context about what I'm trying to do. So I'm feeding it a query, and the agent is the one coming up with the query. And it's using Tavily. Tavily is a search for AI type of product, and so it has an API that you can use, and it's using Tavily to perform a search, and it's going to return a list of links and the description of the content that is in those links. So it's web search for AI. So I created this tools class, and I put my tool definition in there. Next, I need to tell the agent how to use this tool. Now, this is a standard OpenAI JSON format for you to define function calling. I'm using OpenAI as the provider, so I need to make sure that this conforms to what OpenAI expects. Now, in my views there, where it created my researcher agent directory, I create a JSON ERB template with the name of the tool, and I put it in there, and then the agent knows what to do, and the model knows how to use this tool. And then finally, I define my researcher agent. So like I said, it inherits from that application agent base class, and I'm telling it to generate with OpenAI. I can tell it which model to use, and I can pass instructions to it, which is basically your system prompt. And then I define the web search method. That's the tool that it's going to use. So that's our first agent. It's done. It's ready to go. So let's create our second agent. Second agent also has a tool. Because I want a very specific JSON format out of this agent, I'm basically giving it a validation function and telling it to validate the response that you're generating for me. And depending on the result, the model can decide to try again or that it's ready, basically. But it's just parsing JSON to make sure that it conforms to the structure that I gave it. Same deal. I have a tool definition that tells the model what this is. And then I have my task writer agent. So I'm ready to go. My second agent is done. Oh, I had this slide twice. Now I need to bring it all together. Very simple. I created this task generator wrapper, And what it does, it receives the title and description from that internal knowledge, that internal base of agents that I told you, of stories that I told you about. And it's going to then create my task prompt. So when you open your ChatGPT window and you enter a message there, that's what the task prompt is doing. It's the thing that's going to prompt the whole system to start. I'm going to pass that task prompt to the researcher. The researcher is going to give me back the research results. And then I pass the chain to the task writer. So here's the task. Here's the first assistant response. Now give me the task written in the way that I want. And it's going to give me JSON that I can parse and then turn into the Jira ADF format. So using the Jira API, I can have a nice little Jira ticket. It has a problem, it has acceptance criteria, and it has a list of resources. And that list of resources is coming from that research that my researcher agent did. And now we run a little command. This thing takes about 20 seconds to run, and we create a whole bunch of Jira stores faster than a human. And unlike the first presenter, we are technically replacing a little bit of the work of a human here, but it's not work that they wanted to do, we promise. And that's it. Thank you.